Hey, Star Child, Space Marine, Power Ranger, namaste, as I used to say, love and light, whatever happened to that, Today I'm going to talk about what I've been going through lately, what the world's going through, what we're facing, what we've been ignoring, what we're going to happen. But I feel that because we've all been ignoring ourselves and ignoring the red flags and anxiety alarms. You know, when you have anxiety, it's basically just an alarm. Something's wrong, whether it's you or the environment or something imaginary or something outside of our control or perception. Um, it's beginning to hurt more and more because of us not saying, like, directly communicating, hey, blah 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 blah. We're sort of bottling all our pain inside, and we're always distracting ourselves with like social media and videos and shit. But I understand that because I do it all day, every day anyway, like you do too. That's because we don't want to feel this pain, this cognitive dissonance that's in our head. Like, I heard this person say the other day that the mind will always focus on what it can't resolve. So that's why people like you and me who feel like we always have to alchemize negative energy and bullshit and deal with everyone else's ignorance, it's beginning to just be too much of a problem for us to handle and comprehend and fathom anyway. And that's what really causes the headaches and the mental illness and shit. Um, but I've noticed there's the spiritual warfare is just continuing. Um, like, and I know that every single human being on the planet right now is going through pretty much this wave of suffering and anxiety and depression and confusion and questioning and just trying to live every day, just keep going with life, keep looking after themselves. But there's always this inner itchiness, this thing clawing at our hearts saying, what the fuck? Hello, listen. And we're just like, no, Facebook, no, music, no, drugs, ciggies, coffee, working, ignoring, not saying what we want to say, 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 every single day, on and on and on, until we get to today where it hurts. And that's why you sort of got to do things in the privacy of your own home, or you got to do things bravely. But I guess it's a balance. You can't just go out there and be a crazy person and start yelling and preaching on the streets and shit. But you can make videos on YouTube of basically anything you want, as long as you're within the guidelines or whatever, the morals and shit of the society. But fucking, it's hurting. And I know you don't pretend like you don't feel it too, because it hurts. It just hurts to be a human. But I love birds. I love animals. I love plants. I recommend just paying attention to plants and paying attention to animals and birds, and they'll teach you a lot. But I might pull a toe because that was pretty intense what I just talked about then. Because I'm just feeling like everyone puts a normal face on, So everyone must think that I don't feel what they're feeling, and I must think that they don't feel what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? But we all feel the same shit. Anxiety, fear, worry, depression. And if it wasn't for little things like dopamine and happiness and little fucking things that make us keep on going, there'd be no point, because it'd just be 99, 100% pure hell. So you got to, but I've never had a child, so I don't know what it's like to have kids. Obviously, there's a different mindset when you've had kids, because you've got reasons and shit, like, I know that I understand from seeing people that have children, that when they have children, they think differently to people that don't have children. I'm not saying I don't want to have a child, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. And every time I hear on the tarot YouTube videos that something's going to happen, you're going to meet the love of your life, I've heard it about 19,000 times and it's never happened. No matter what I do. So I'm not looking, but I do want someone, who wouldn't want someone in their life, But I don't go out chasing shit, I don't choose anyone, and the world, So what I was talking about, what we're going through is the world is going through, like, man, like humans, society is going through something it can't control right now. Because the momentum of it is just crazy. But I also heard, and I sort of want to believe that by 2027 is when it's going to run out of juice. And that's when the grip and the initial, like the grip and the force of that system that controls and influences is just going to run out of power. It's just going to be like slowly decay. So that's why we're going through so much inner turmoil, chaos, and turbulence, because we're picking up on the fact that either something big is going to happen. I don't know about going to happen, but something big is happening. That's how big it is. It's because it's so epic. I can say it started from wherever you want to go back in time is where it started. Nah, man, it's crazy shit, isn't it, man? But I don't like to talk about normal shit. I don't like to talk about the football or the news. I like to think really deeply about things. But almost and pretty much to the point where it scares people. But 3 of Pentacles, we are working as a team. So I've often said I'm a good guy. I do have a dark side like everybody else, and I put that into my music and my art, as well as my light side. But I contribute to society in a way that isn't recognized, and so do you. We're always, and I'm telling you, it's time for a holiday, man. Like, stop trying to think about how to solve this bullshit problem that's like galactic and fucking astronomical and fucking. It's like trying to figure out how to win the lottery 1 billion times with your mind. Like, stop, just don't. Fuck it, sit back and let it burn, man. But do what you want to do with your crew. Notice how, well, it's just, you can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe, it's okay. But I don't believe in certain things sometimes. Like, so the Bible, a lot of people believe that the Bible is the word of God, yeah? Then, if everybody read it, why isn't everybody reading it, or whatever? It's just, I'm already past all that shit. I've given up on all religions, and I'm just practicing my own spirituality, which is just being a normal person. um, but I just believe that I think a lot of it's just imaginary and a lot of it's just bullshit to control people into, you know, conforming, but I'm getting a lot about completion. So I was talking about how we're sort of holding our true feelings about things in. Like, imagine how crazy the world would be if everyone just did and said and whatever they wanted all the time. We'd all be dead within 3 days. So I guess a lot of, not a lot, but a bit of constraint and a bit of brainwashing goes a long way, doesn't it? Remember how they used to train left-handed children to, they'd force them and punish them to be right-handed? Man, school school sucked. But this is just an abstract reading. I haven't made a reading in a while, so I'm just sort of, and the music's too loud, so I'm just gonna have to leave it at that. But I'll make some more soon. If this message resonated with you in any way or you got anything out of it tonight, please leave a message, like, comment, share, subscribe. Goodbye.